morning everyone. Welcome to A to Z Physics and Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss about potential energy on a charge in an external field. So in the previous video also we have discussed about the potential energy on a charge. But the major difference between these two videos is that in this case we are going to find out or calculate the potential energy on a charge due to an external field. Okay. So in this case, two important properties we need to take or assume. The first important thing is that the charge should be, the test charge should be very smaller one, or the source or electric field or the source charge which produces the external field should be very far away from that charge. Okay, these are the 2 points which we have to assume here. And as we know, the amount of work done in bringing a charge from infinite to a particular location represents the potential. So here also we are calculating the same work done, but in this case there must be an external field. So here the work done will be equal to Q1. Suppose the charge is Q1 and the potential VR1. That means here we are calculating the net work done in bringing the charge Q1 from a location infinite to R1. So the potential is VR1 now. So here you can write down this is Q1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1. Okay. So now this work is converted into the potential energy. But in the previous video, while we are taking the single charge, at that time what happened? No work is done because there in that situation there is no charge surrounding the single charge to produce an external electric field. So in this case, we have assumed that there is an external field. So we have to calculate the work done even if there is a single charge present over here. So W will be equal to Q1 into VR1. So this is, we can calculate the Q1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1. So this is, now this work is converted into potential energy in this case. Okay. So now this is a single charge, or on a single charge we are calculating the potential energy. Okay. But the next topic is we have to calculate the potential energy on a system of charge. On a system of charge in an external field. Okay. So that means in that situation we have to take more than one charge and we have to calculate the potential energy. But in this case we have to apply again an external field. Okay. We know, suppose let us consider there are two charges Q1 and Q2 and they are located at two position vector R1 and R2. Let us take the charge Q1 from infinite to R1 and also Q2 from infinite to R2. So now the net work done due to Q1 will be equal to, this is W1 will be equal to, this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R1. Or we can say this is V1, you can calculate this is V1, or if we are taking this is R1, then this will be equal to VR1 will be equal to here 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R1. Similarly, for the second charge or Q2, we can calculate this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 by R2. Okay. So first we have calculated the potential due to the charge Q1, which is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R1. And in the second also we have taken the charge Q2 from infinite to the location R2. So this is V2 R2 will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 by R2. But in this situation there is another important point is that we know there are two charges. That means there is an electric field also produced by both of these. Okay. So there must be a potential between this, and we can say this potential will be equal to V12. Okay. We can assume this as V12 and which will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1, Q2 and R12. And R12 is the position vector between Q1 and Q2. First we have assumed VR1 and second VR2, and second the mutual potential between these two due to the electric field between these two. So this will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r12. So now the net potential will be equal to, this is v1 r1 plus v2 r2 plus v12 r. So now this will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 taking common. This is q1 by r1 plus this is q2 by r2 plus this is q1 q2 q1 q2 by r12. Okay, so this is the final answer when a potential energy on a system of charge. That means here we are considering only two charge. Okay, so next topic of discussion is potential energy due to a dipole or potential energy on a dipole in an external field. Okay, so we have to calculate the potential energy due to a dipole on an external field. That means here we have to calculate the potential on a dipole due to an external field. Okay, so first we have discussed about the potential energy on a single charge due to an external field. Second, we have calculated the potential energy on a system of charge due to an external field. Now this is dipole. As from the definition of the dipole, we know it is, from the definition of the dipole, we know this is two charges of same magnitude separated by some distance. Now let us consider this is the midpoint of this. Now, and suppose this is theta. Now this will be equal to A and this will be equal to A also. Now as this angle is A, this angle is A, so we can say this is A cos theta and this inclination will be equal to A cos theta again. Okay, and there is an electric field. Okay, so again repeating, as we know from the definition, dipole means two charges separated by a distance. So two charges of equal magnitude but opposite in we can say same magnitude but opposite in charges. So this is plus q and minus q and separated by a distance 2a. And let us consider the midpoint. That means the distance from plus q1 is a. The distance from the minus q1 from the origin will be equal to a. Now, as it makes an angle theta with the verticals or horizontals, it makes an angle theta with the horizontal. Now this becomes a cos theta and this becomes a cos theta, and here we are applying an external field which is parallel to this 2a cos theta. Okay, so now as we know, the net force applied on the dipole will be equal to every time 0, because we know F equal to QE. For the, this is for the positive charge, this is plus QE, and for the negative charge, this will be equal to minus QE. So the net F will be equal to plus QE minus QE, which will be equal to 0. That means the net force applied to an dipole will be every time 0. Now here we can apply only the torque, which produces the rotation. Okay. Again, from the definition of the torque, we know torque is every time we can say T cross E, which is PE sin theta. Now this torque will produce the necessary potential energy. Okay, from the definition we know this torque will be the cross product of the, here we can say this is the dipole moment or the electric field. So P cross E, which will be equal to, we can say PE sin theta. Okay, now this water will be equal to integration from tau theta d theta, which is between theta 0 to theta 1. Okay, now we can apply this. This is integration from theta 0 to theta 1, and this is PE sin theta d theta. Now taking PE outside, this is PE, and the integration from sin theta will be equal to cos theta, and the limits are theta 0 to theta 1. Okay, now we can write this minus PE into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 0. Okay. Now just simply we have put the lower limit and the higher limit for this cos theta value. Now this will be equal to implies PE into cos theta 0 minus cos theta 1. Okay, so this is the result we have got for calculating the work done. But here naturally we have to take the theta value will be equal to pi by 2. Theta 0 value will be equal to pi by 2. So this is why we have taken theta 0 is equal to pi by 2. Later on we have to discuss. So now this is PE cos pi by 2 minus cos theta 1. Now this will be equal to PE, this is cos 90 will be equal to 0 minus cos theta 1. So this value will be equal to minus PE cos theta 1, or we can say this is minus P dot E, because we know P minus P dot E means this is the PE cos theta 1. This is the dot product. Okay, so we have got the value of the net work done will be equal to minus PE P dot E, and this work is now converted to the potential energy, and we can say this U which can represent this work done as the potential energy, which is U, will be equal to minus P dot E. Okay, we can explain the same concept also in a different way, just like in the previous one whatever we have done for a system of charges. Okay, so this second type of calculation for the potential energy by a dipole will be the second method. So in this method we can apply the next cell formula, which is Q1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1 plus Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R2 plus Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R12. Okay, this is the equation which we have applied for a system of charge. Now we know for a dipole this is Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1 minus Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R2, and we can say this is Q square, and we know this distance between them will be equal to this is 2a. Okay, now this is 4 pi epsilon 0. We know the distance between the two charges is 2a for a dipole, so we have taken this is Q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 2a. Now taking common Q, this will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1 minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R2. Now this will be equal to, this is, we can say Q1 will be of the same magnitude, but we have taken the opposite direction, so this is minus Q, this is 4 pi epsilon 0 2a, 4 pi epsilon 0 2a. Okay, now we can write down this we can write down Q into B of R1 minus B of R2 according to the formula from the system of the charges. Now this will be equal to Q square 4 pi epsilon 0 2a. Okay, so now we know that the amount of work done in bringing a charge from one point to another point represents the potential. Now we can write down this PR1 minus PR2 is a work done. Okay, and again we know that the displacement due to the force is parallel to 2a cos theta. So we can write down now, this will be equal to, we can write down minus E into 2a cos theta, because we know here we have mentioned there is a minus sign over here also, because during the derivation we have taken that this is Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1, and there is minus of Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 2, then this is the difference, there is a minus Q, or we can say simply this is Q into 2a sin cos theta plus minus Q square 4 pi epsilon 0 2a. Okay, now this Q into 2a represents what? This is the P, and there is E cos theta, and there is a minus sign over here, and minus Q square 4 pi epsilon 0 into 2a. So this is minus P dot E plus minus q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 2a. In this case, in the second term, the first term, as we know in the previous time when we are solving the potential energy due to the dipole, in the method 1, we have got that the potential energy will be equal to minus p dot e. In this case also, the potential is directly proportional. The second term is constant because their q is constant, a is constant. So for a potential energy, this is insignificant. That means we can neglect this term. So now we can write down by omitting. We can write down this is minus p dot e. Okay. So this is the second method in which we can explain that why the potential energy will be equal to minus p dot e. Now our assumption why theta will equal to 90 degree is solved, because in that situation also we have taken theta equal 90 degree and the result is minus p dot e. In this situation also, in the second method or alternative method also we have got this is minus p dot e, and here also as so from this we can assume that the value of the theta 0 will be equal to 90 degree. So now the final equation is this much, and we have neglected the term this is Vr1 minus Vr2. So in this case, Vr1 minus Vr2 will be equal to 0 and Vr1 will be equal to Vr2. But in the during the calculation of the potential energy, we know that this U or which is the potential energy will be equal to minus P dot E. In actually for solving or calculating the potential energy due to dipole, there are two methods. In the previous method, we have taken the integration and calculate the calculate the potential energy, and in this method we have applied the potential energy due to a system of charge. And both of the method we can got that this potential value or the potential energy value will be equal to minus P dot E. And why we have chosen theta equal to pi by 2? Here we have already proved that, because in the previous situation theta equal to 90 degree, that means we are getting the result minus P dot E, and here also we have directly got the value minus P dot E. Okay. So today we have discussed about the potential energy due to a single charge, then potential energy due to a system of charge, then potential energy due to a dipole. Okay. So this is the end of my video for today. So next video we will be discussing about our capacitor and capacitance. So hope you enjoy my classes. Thanks for watching my video.